Hello from Arkansas. I'm Angelo. I've been homeless for 6 months now. I had so many problems with my car recently. I'm on the road again, driving again. I don't even know how many miles I drove today. I'm making up for lost time. Practically, I only made like 50 miles distance yesterday because my car got towed or yesterday? Wait, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. It was last night. My car. It's been a long day. I'm like, wait, was this morning yesterday or today? I got up at like 7 this morning, brought my car to the mechanic, then brought it to another one. It's been overheating so badly. I hate it. And when I slow down, and the worst part is nobody knows what's going on with it. One place, Firestone, said it was the thermostat, and that was that. And the radiator cap they put on new is $366. Well, it started overheating again. 40 miles down the road, I pulled over, filled it with coolant after it cooled down, but the radiator cap was such a bad fit, I could barely get it on. So I'm like, good enough. Kept driving. Steam was coming out of the hood of the car. I pulled over. That's where I pulled over last night, where I was on that hill in Tennessee. And I was panicked. I thought, oh no, this is a disaster. I'm losing so much time. This could cost tons in repairs because I already spent $366. Mechanic today, first one said the radiator fan's not kicking on. He tested it, radiator fan's not kicking on when the car's idling. So he said he doesn't have time to work on it until Friday, probably. So I said, well, I can't do that. So he said, well, as long as you go at speed, you'll be fine. So I was driving on the road, and it was fine. 100 miles or so later, whatever, I don't know. I pulled over someplace. I looked for a mechanic. There weren't any big mechanic shops, so I was calling around to see who could take me today. Went to this guy that just had it was like a little barn shed on the side of like a little field like this, except it was mostly gravel. Just one guy there, and it was fun. I'm meeting such like strong characters. This guy, long black beard, white guy with a toothpick in his mouth, always had kind of a grimace, but he was nice. He was like, oh yeah, I understand. I told him the issue. He's looking, he's like, turned on the AC. He's like, well, the radiator fan's running, so that's not necessarily a problem. I'm like, huh? What? He's like, you do have a lot of pressure in your in the reservoir. So he squeezed the radiator hose a little bit. He opened the cap, poured some more in, just let a little air out, burped it a little bit, and he's like, yeah, if you have a problem, just run the heat. Or did he say that? Someone else said that. And somehow I managed to drive the car like the last 300 or 400 miles now into Arkansas. The roads get real crappy when you get into Arkansas. But it's only barely sort of overheated, and I was worried it was going up. And then I opened up the vents, because before I had it on the recycled air, but I wasn't running the air. I just had them closed so the air doesn't blow into the car hot. But it started overheating. I opened up the vents, turned on the heat, and then turned it off. And now I just run it like that. That's all it is. So now I don't even run the heat. I just leave the vents open, and it doesn't overheat. It hasn't overheated yet. I mean, it barely went up a tiny bit, and then it goes back down. Opened up the hood, no spillage of the coolant. That's the best sign. I was so happy about that. So all the worry and anger and frustration I have over the lack of control over this car, it sort of like burned me out. I was like, I can't even worry about it anymore. I just can't be concerned. Like, I've used up all my energy to be concerned. If I see it start to overheat, perfect. Look, no coolant spilled on it. So that means, I don't know what. Maybe the engine wasn't burped right, the radiator wasn't burped right before when I took it from Firestone, but that means okay. It's annoying, but I've learned just let it go. I get so annoyed at every little thing. Oh, it's not, ready. It's not running right, whatever. And I just realized, just worry about the moment. I'm driving. The car is performing reliably. I know if I have the vents open, it won't overheat. That's all I got to do. It would be frustrating if I started positioning myself in my mind as, I don't have power over this situation. The car's not working right. It should be able to run without running the heat. And then I thought, well, people who work out a lot and they have injuries, you should be able to lift the way you want. I know how frustrated I got when I felt like a pinched nerve or something in my back. I couldn't lift weights for a while until I learned you just put your shoulder blades back and it helps it a lot. I probably had it from maybe looking down too much at my computer and at my phone. But when you have an injury, sometimes you just have to work around it. You have to, exercise in a certain range of motion that doesn't affect your injury. Yeah, it's frustrating, but you got to do it. Or use a machine that doesn't activate your injury. And so that's what I'm realizing with the car. Well, it works. Yeah, I should be able to not have hot air blast. It's not blasting on me, but it comes in, through the radiator or whatever, the fan, and because the vents are open, and then I do feel it, so I got to keep the windows rolled down. So it's noisy, but it doesn't overheat. And I've learned just stop looking at the needle every 10 seconds, paranoid, thinking, I saw it move. Just nothing I can do. If it's working in the moment, that's fine. My plan is deal with it in LA. So that's it for now. That's all the time I want to take. I got to make up for so much lost time. I should be another at least 500 miles away west by now. This is so bad. So I'm just learning. Hey, I really am coming up to as close as to failure as I can possibly get. And it's not really failure. So I'm going to go. Got to get back on the road. Keep watching, like the video, comment. This is driving me whatever. But I'm dealing with it. And it's going pretty well, I'd say. So stay tuned for more.